Hello folks, now there's a sound to get the blood racing, the feet tapping and shivers of excitement running up your spine. To me, it's a lovely and unique sound. It's no digital remastered CD. Oh, the sound comes from these. Simple perforated sheets of cardboard. Magic, eh? Where do you go today to listen to those magical sounds? Where do you go to see whole families, children, adults, the lot, all sharing thrills, laughs and fun? Of course, the Fun Fair. Turns us all back into kids again. It's a very special place that bombards you with so many different sounds, so much colourful spectacle, and so many smells. Smells that get your taste buds going and your lips smacking. Ooh, lovely. What thrills these sensations give you. You can even feel the earth move, vibrations, the rides as they dive, swoop and zoom all around you. It's like a living organism that comes to life with the British summer and hibernates for the winter. This is Carter's Steam Fair. It's just a handful of travelling fairgrounds that still partly operate from steam, and it's reckoned to be the premier vintage fairground travelling today. Fun fairs have been part of our lives since the 19th century, but its roots go back far further. But then the showmen started providing swing boats and roundabouts. Dobbies they were called at first, and they were turned by hand. A tough job with a full load of passengers. But then steam came to the fun fairs, and things changed very quickly indeed.
I like the art of them, I like the paintings and the lights. I very much like flashing lights. But there's also there's a mixture of fun, but also of, sometimes you can get quite scared at a fairground as well. Especially when you come to a fun fair at night, and then you get the thing of all the lights and the music and everything. But, you know, it could sometimes be a little bit threatening. And I think that kind of mixture of excitement with a slight bit of fear, but not too scared, is what makes it good.
These gallopers were built in 1895, and they were operated by 7 companies until they found a loving home with Carter's. Indeed, it was Carter's who reintroduced them to steam in 1977.
We found them on a site at Burnham Beeches on an old amusement park, and they were in a pretty rough state. They were still working, but they were, you know, in a sorry state. So we took them home, we spent that winter restoring them. We found an engine, possibly the original one, because it just married up exactly. Put them back to steam, got them all going, all sound and mechanically right, before we really decorated them, and we spent the last however many years that is doing them up and making them the way they are today.
What a wonderful reunion, eh? When Carter's first took delivery of this ride, they decided to scrape back years of additional paint. And there they discovered the fabulously decorative gallopers you see here now. It was a labour of love, but how worthwhile that major restoration job was. Beautiful, eh?
Well, even in the summer we have a maintenance team in the yard working on the equipment. and in the winter then we really go for it. Literally the day after we pull back in, we start unloading the rides off the transport and obviously we prioritise as to what needs doing first, and away we go. We just crack into it, and that's why it looks like it does, because it's non-stop.
These travelling fun fairs were terrifically popular, yeah, so much so that huge permanent fairgrounds began to appear, especially at the seaside, and the most famous, of course, was at Blackpool. Well, here we are, at the last of the adult rides at Carter Steam Fair. And what a classic, eh? The Optimus. Now it's odd that so many of these rides, apart from the Dodgems over there, are pretty repetitive, always doing the same thing. Yet they achieve their aim superbly. They all thrill, scare, amuse and entertain marvellously well. I've enjoyed sharing these moments to bring you just a slice of the marvellous world of the fun fair.